We begin tonight in New Orleans with breaking news where the FBI continues to investigate a deadly attack after they say a man intentionally rammed a pickup truck into a big crowd on Bourbon Street. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Angelina Salcido. We want to take a live look tonight from Bourbon Street, where authorities say the attack happened. Now, the area has been monitored throughout the day. Clearly a tough contrast as to what happened last night. Here is what we know right now. The FBI is investigating this attack as an act of terrorism. Tonight, we know the suspect, who has connections to Metro Atlanta, is dead. He has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Buhar Jabbar. Officials say his address is in Houston, and just moments ago we learned FBI Houston and the Harris County Sheriff's Department is conducting an investigation there. They confirm it is linked to this morning's terror attack. Now, it happened early this morning around 3 local time in the French Quarter along busy Bourbon Street. We know at least 10 people are dead, more than 30 others hurt. Among those hurt, a University of Georgia student who the university says was critically injured. Authorities say they're looking for at least 3 other people in connection to this attack, pledging to learn if Jabbar acted alone.
Let it be clear that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein is on the ground, working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you.
As that investigation continues, we are bringing you team coverage from New Orleans.
Let's start tonight with our Jennifer Bellamy away from the French Quarter and in a residential area tonight that could be tied to the suspect. Jennifer, what are you learning? We understand that area was evacuated at some point today.
Yeah, Jonathan, we are about a mile from the French Quarter. I'm going to step out so you can get a look at what we have been seeing all day. This is the corner of Mandeville and Mavet, and we have been observing a large, heavy police presence out here all day long, starting at around 5:18 when we understand the New Orleans Fire Department responded, put out a fire, and called out the bomb squad. That's about it in terms of official information that we have received. We know that the New Orleans Police Department, in addition to the ATF and FBI, are out here as well. We're told that new information will have to come from the FBI, but during a news conference this evening, they did not give any updates. We are still waiting right now to find out more. Jonathan, you did mention neighbors who had to be evacuated. We spoke with several who said around 8 o'clock they were evacuated quickly from their homes, just really being able to take the clothes on their back and their pets to get out. We do know at this hour police and other law enforcement officials are working to try and get some of them back to their homes as they can. But a big concern for them is the potential connection from that suspect from the Bourbon Street attack, possibly living in an Airbnb. Here's what some of them said.
I mean, it's scary. It's just odd that it's all happening at the same time after that happened this morning. So it's scary, and we don't know. So until we do know something, just kind of puts your mind at ease, but you don't really have that ease right now.
Strange way to start the year. Yeah, it is. And I mean, again, part of it is when you have an unregulated system where people can just pop in a house and be there and no one knows their neighbors and stuff. This is, things like this happen.
And you can hear the emotion from those neighbors, them very upset that this potential terrorist attack situation not far from their house has a connection to their community. Reporting in New Orleans, Jennifer Bellamy, 11 Alive News.
Jennifer, thank you. Terrifying for people that are just waking up to this news, too. And this all happening as people were getting ready to celebrate the Sugar Bowl. It was originally planned for today, but is now postponed 24 hours.
That's right. And Angelina, we know a lot of people from the Atlanta area are there in New Orleans for the event. We're also learning more about one of the victims who has ties to Georgia, as well as the suspect. Our Grace King continuing our live team coverage tonight at Georgia State University here in the city. Grace, what are you learning about the suspect's connection to the university?
Well, this afternoon, Georgia State University confirmed to 11 Alive that the New Orleans terror suspect attended here from 2015 to 2017. They say that suspect then graduated with a Bachelor's of Business Administration, Computer Information Sciences. Now, we don't know when he moved from here to Texas, where the FBI says his most current address is. but we do know that that's where he was most recently. Now, the University of Georgia president says one of their students is also among those critically injured in this attack. Jerry Moorhead says he's spoken to the student's family and shared his concern, support, and well wishes on behalf of the entire UGA community. He says the university will do everything in its powers to support those in our community who have been impacted by this unspeakable event. Now, both the band and the athletic department confirmed that everyone who traveled with them to the Sugar Bowl is safe and accounted for. But of course, we're still working to learn more about those killed and injured in this horrific attack and whether any of them had any ties to Georgia. We'll let you know as we continue to learn more about those people and their backgrounds. Live in downtown Atlanta, Grace King, 11 Alive News.
Grace, thank you so much. Now, we do want to get back out to New Orleans where we find our Maria Martin. Maria, after this tragedy, we know that the Sugar Bowl has been postponed those 24 hours. What are you learning tonight?
Angelina, yeah, we have learned that it has initially been pushed to 24 hours from now. However, I've been speaking with a source inside of Georgia football who expects this game to be moved earlier than the targeted 7:45 Central Time, 8:45 Eastern Time. But until that is confirmed, we will continue to keep you posted on what the official game time will be. And right now I'm standing just outside of the team hotel where Georgia football will be remaining for the remainder of the day. That is an effort to keep them all safe and accounted for. And this is an unspeakable event and one that has ramifications on the Sugar Bowl, just like postponing. It's the first time that this game has been postponed since Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina obviously devastated the city of New Orleans in 2005, and the 2006 Sugar Bowl was moved to the Georgia Dome, the then Georgia Dome, and Georgia actually played in that game as well. And there are a lot of fans here from both Notre Dame and Georgia, and they are staying in the hotel that we are staying in as well. They have been here throughout the week and the last couple of days. They also are now extending their trip because of it. I spoke to one mom and her daughter who currently attends the University of Georgia. A scary situation for fans recalling the events that happened this morning.
I mean, we had heard also that a UGA student is critically injured, so we want to make sure, oh gosh, that everyone's okay and that our hearts go out to them, because it's not the way you want to start a new year, but sorry.
I know a lot of people around New Orleans and really around the country are feeling exactly like that mom is right now. And her daughter, Macy, is really good friends with a lot of Georgia football players on the team. She said she was immediately texting with them this morning, making sure everyone was okay and accounted for. And they're continuing to pray for those victims and everyone who is affected by this senseless tragedy here in New Orleans. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. Right now on our 11 Alive Plus app, we are streaming the most recent news conference and information out of New Orleans as well. A reminder that the app is free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV.